Yo les gens, j'espère que vous allez bien, je vous retrouve aujourd'hui pour une nouvelle vidéo qui va être, comme d'habitude en ce moment les lundis soirs, le réupload du live officiel de Forza qui concerne les nouveautés de Forza Horizon 5 avec comme d'habitude un condensé des moments de gameplay, en sachant que cette semaine on nous a montré les menus, on nous a dévoilé une bonne partie de la map, on nous a montré la SUPRA 5 et des nouveaux kits de carrosserie, donc voilà, ça on détaillera en vidéo demain, donc n'hésitez pas à vous abonner si c'est pas encore fait, parce qu'il y aura plein d'informations, ça a été un gameplay très long et sur lequel il y a plein de choses à dire. Donc pensez à vous abonner, pensez à laisser le petit like comme d'habitude, à commenter. Je vous souhaite un bon visionnage et je vous le dis, on débriefe tout ça en vidéo demain et les jours qui arrivent, détail par détail, point par point. Bon visionnage à tous, ciao.
Okay, the Toyota unveiled this at SEMA 2019. This is one of my favorite parts of it. The rear bumper changes the tail lights to be like the Mark 5 Supra, and then the side skirts as well. And I absolutely adore this kit. I think it works really well with the lines in the car. But of course, this being Horizon, gotta have the wide body kit.
Oh, you gotta.
So no decal here. This is a dev build, but this is a HKS wide body kit, and it's lacking something on the back, I think, isn't it?
It is. It's just a little understated almost.
I think, yeah.
There we go.
Is that wing?
There we
enough?
go.
I think that wing's big
That
enough,
might
isn't it?
just do.
And I think we also need some wheels to go with this as well, don't we? So let's jump in and put some wheels on it. So again, we've got a bunch of blank thumbnails here. These are all the new wheels. All the blank ones are all the new wheels coming to Forza Horizon 5. And my favourite ones are right at the bottom, nice set of work wheels.
Blank because Chris has not yet fully set them up, but we thought we'd show you these anyway. One of the really cool things about the Supra is that this will be one of the cars that is given to every player right at the start of the game, and it'll come delivered with that Toyota Heritage kit as well in it. So yeah, it's everyone gets this right at the start of the game because it's an absolutely awesome car.
That's a gift.
So let's pop that body kit on it then, shall we? And then should we take it for a drive?
I think we better.
I think we should, and in fact, it's probably worth pointing out here, because I know I've seen this question come up loads of times in chat, but we're actually playing this on an Xbox Series X today, aren't we?
Absolutely. We are playing it on an Xbox Series X. I think there was a lot of confusion about
Beauty.
which version of the game we were showing. So yeah, everything we've shown so far has been Xbox Series X. This is a development build, so there may be bugs, there may be missing thumbnails, there may well be other things that we spot.
Part of the fun, isn't it?
If they're funny, we'll call them out, otherwise we'll just hope that you don't spot them.
So let's get this on the road then. What is it we're going to be doing?
We're going to be exploring some new biomes, aren't we?
Ooh, yes, of course. So which one have we got first?
We're starting in the Rocky Coast. Shall we swap out Chris for Connor?
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so Chris is actually going to hop off screen now so he can drive without distraction, ergo us two. So instead of taking his place on the sofa, it's going to be Connor Cross. So Connor, if you want to come in, and Chris, if you want to go into your concentration corner. Very nice. Very good.
The smoothest of transitions.
Hello, Connor.
As if by magic, hello.
Hello. Would you like to tell us more about the Rocky Coast?
Yes, the Rocky Coast. We need to pan
We can just
dip away while we do some Rocky Coast.
There we go.
So
Nailed it.
see lots of rocks. We captured this in particular on a tourist boat, funnily enough. We have photographers actually go round each of these rocks and capture hundreds of photos for photogrammetry.
If Chris looks to the left.
You can actually see some of the, that's the right.
Is that the boat? Is that it there?
Yeah, we have actually put a boat in the game.
In the game that is comparable to the boat that we used to capture the Rocky Coast. So all of this, we've mentioned it a few times, but all this stuff's created with photogrammetry as well. So it's super accurate to real life, which is why it looks so amazing.
Should we take it for a spin, Chris, in your heavily modified Supra?
In its natural environment on the beach.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So how do you actually go about making this area for the game then? What are the fundamental elements of the Rocky Coast?
So if you want to go left here, actually, Chris, we can go past some more rocks up close. So we basically you work out how we want to make it drivable, where we want the car to go, and what's most fun for the player to explore. And then, like we said, we put a lot of photographers in a boat. They took loads of photos of rocks, and then the team recreated that as realistically as possible. Yeah. And that gave us our Rocky Coast. It wasn't as easy as that. Much
Simplified it a bit.
There were some geniuses behind the scenes pulling it all together.
Some of the cool features, which are a little bit further up from the coast over there, are like hotels, golf clubs. It's like a really pristine, beautiful holiday location.
Yeah. And so now we're actually heading into the sand, the sandy desert. There's big, massive sand dunes to go drive around on. It also actually connects, goes straight and dissolves into the ocean, which is really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, swing a right in here, and we can actually go into some of the sand dunes.
That's stunning.
So we're actually, it's actually an autumn season, which is our stormy season. We're at a nice foggy or atmospheric morning. And I think the lighting's quite cool because it kind of helps show off just how soft that sand is.
It does. It looks really, really fine.
You can really go in there and, you know, deform around in it and kick up loads of sand. Probably not the best thing to do in this car, though. We'll stick on the tarmac.
Still have a go, though.
As you call out the tarmac, this is an area of the world where there are just these really long, sweeping roads as well. It's the perfect place when you've got like hypercar and you just want to get up to the absolute max on the rev limiter. It's the place to go.
This looks less like a sandy desert. Are we still in it? Is this another feature of a sandy desert?
So,
this is Chris has gone a little bit off the agreed path here. We'll come back to that area in a moment.
We're actually going into a gypsum desert now.
Oh, I see.
It's this really fine mineral that's like, you know, diamond white. I think it's carcinogenic, isn't it?
Yeah, probably better not to go there in real life. But in a video game, you are protected from any ill health.
All tourism to be done within Forza Horizon 5 then.
Yeah, it looks great in different times of day as well. It just picks up all that different coloured light coming through the sunlight, so you get all the beautiful reds at sunset and the blues in the morning.
This just looks like the best place to go racing. Are there any races that are actually found up around here?
Of course, yes, there are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really awesome off-road trails through here as well, like really long point-to-points. And I think Chris is about to show us another cool little racing environment as well. If we hang on.
So left at that tree.
You can kind of already get a sneak peek of it on the mini-map.
If he resists the urge to jump off the edge, we can just go to the very edge and then just peek over at the Baja circuit.
Oh, look at that.
Just look over the edge. And yeah, that is
fun.
There's some really great routes around that, in and around it as well. That was also actually recreated from photos. Our team actually went and found some satellite data of, you know, recreated the roads and how they look and how the sand actually changes colour, which is
so cool.
Which is really cool as well.
We'll take a closer look at that in a future stream, I think. Now we have left the gypsum desert and very much in the living desert.
Yeah.
Here we go. So what's this then? What is the living desert for those people who might not be familiar with that term?
So this is based on the Baja California desert. It's kind of contrary to what most people think of a desert, in that there is sand, but there's an absolute ton of foliage. There's all these lovely, like, you know, thick mesquite bushes everywhere. There's loads of these like yellow celia bushes.
Rocks.
Chris is lost.
You okay, mate?
Yeah. You're just taken aback by all the cacti. Yeah, so there's lots of different cacti. We have all these weird alien-type plants called boojum. Those things there that Chris has smashed through.
This was all planned, wasn't it, Chris?
Flawlessly executed.
Yeah. There's all these really cool little settlements as well. They've all got their own little story there as well, and, you know, really feel like they're part of the world. Really, really true to sort of Mexican towns and things that we found in the area.
I'm remembering what you said in previous streams as well, and like that volcano is just always looming, isn't it?
Yeah. Where Chris just took a little detour, actually, there's a really nice trail that goes up there that is even funner coming down the other side.
Yeah, I bet.
There's all these like a fantastic, great big rock. You know, there's all these big rock walls here to go, you know, jump off and skirt around. But there's all these big rock structures that they're really like dominating in the environment as well. That you just suddenly come around the corner and there's this massive thing of geology. Yeah, I think we're just about to go into another little bit of biome, which is this sort of lava, like an old lava desert that from years ago when the volcano did its thing.
Did that volcano thing.
It did the volcano thing, yeah.
And now that lava is rocks.
And yeah, and that's just like another difference to the visual of the environment, and that's full of all these big volcanic rocks that you can skirt in and around, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I think just, I mean, we said it already, but just the pure density of foliage here, there's just so many separate bits that come in here to make this scene just feel so full of life.
And you could see them coming as well when we went through like the sand desert and we were coming up to I said lizard desert.
I'm sure lizards live there.
Anyway, the living desert, you could just see it approaching because suddenly like it just got thicker with all the foliage going on. Look at that.
So this is actually, yeah, Chris, if you stop and we just sort of pan around, you can see all the detail that's gone into the roads of this game.
They say no, keep going.
Hooligan driver tires.
So there's actually a seasonal river here because this is a riverbed that in autumn floods because it's the stormy season. But yeah, like all that detail on the road's really cool.
Cracks.
It also, when some areas where it's really sandy, those cracks actually fill up with sand, which is a nice touch. So yeah, photo mode's going to be give a lot of options for the photographers out there to get some cool environments. But yeah, I think there is a sand road around here that will show off some of the cool new VFX that the team have done. We've really focused on tyre smoke and making sure that all of the dust kick-up feels really full and voluminous. It feels like it's lit from loads. Well, it is lit from loads of different angles now. It's a big entity in the world.
Such a cool detail.
And for the drifters out there, when you're on tarmac, the tyre. I mean, I think Chris helped implement the system. The tyres are actually, or the tyre smoke is related to heat, based on how hot the tyre would be. It kicks off that amount of smoke, just to add another layer of realism in there.
I think Chris going first person now, responding to some requests from chat.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah, and of course that tyre heat as well is affected by seasons.
Exactly.
So in the hotter seasons, your tyres heat up faster, you get more drift kick up. And in a car like this as well, it's just perfect for it.
Chris has got a camera in front of him.
Well, that was amazing. But only we know that, so no one else does. So you need to prove it to everyone in chat now.
So 2 weeks ago, we looked at the Emerald Circuit, which was an asphalt route, and it was part of the Horizon Apex Festival. We can see there as we go under the race gantry, this is part of the Horizon Wilds Festival, which is a festival that's dedicated to dirt racing, off-road racing, all that like really loose surface racing.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So much fun when you're in an awesome rally car like the Evo here.
Mulahey is in a part of the Living Desert that's really hilly.
I was actually going to ask where this is based and what we're looking at.
So it's actually it's like the southern part of the Living Desert. So the terrain gets more hilly, it's less rocky, and there's actually a big river that connects to the ocean. So there's like a massive oasis at the bottom of it, I guess you could call it that, which is just full of palm trees, and that blends out into that jungle vista you can see there. I think we've got some broken checkpoints now. You've gone through one, Chris.
So Chris, currently in 6th place. I feel like Andy would have done better than this by now. So
I think he would have finished it by now, actually. Both laps.
Mulahey is this really colourful little quaint town. I think we've even hidden a mural in there somewhere.
Okay.
We want to go find those. And one of the things we really wanted to try and maintain that we saw from the reference was all these cables that kind of hung across the road with all this lovely bunting. So we've gone some good technical lengths with the technical wizards at Please G to make sure that we can get that to work.
Yeah, it's a town that you spend a little bit of time here in the early part of the game. It just has so much charm and character. It just feels like real Mexico. Like I don't think it's not necessarily. Although it is a beautiful place, you could go on holiday there. This is like I think where what Mexicans would think of as like the kind of places.
Okay, authentic. Yeah.
Every single house has got its own little charm. It's slightly different.
I remember you saying on a previous stream that obviously all the houses are all really colourful because they're intended to be as such. I just think that's such a lovely touch.
There's this amazing orange one here, and there's like a pink one, like just opposite it. That's it's just really pretty.
Yeah, the pink one opposite that the player may get the opportunity to live in at some point.
That could be one of your homes.
Oh.
Well, we didn't show it, so I guess that remains a mystery for a future show. So, Chris keeps hitting those broken checkpoints.
Broken checkpoints, Chris.
It's a bit where I stop focusing the stream and just focus on this now.
He's willingly shown a broken bit of the game just to get into first place. Commendable.
That will be remembered.
I know it will also be fixed as well. That is a bug that is already fixed in a newer build than this. All right, so he's only got one corner left. I think he's got enough of a lead now that we can call it done. So well done, Chris.
Well done. You can come back another week, Chris.
Yeah, so we can see the
Great
scramble
work.
that we've just done, right?
Very well done.
That was
Very
Mulahey.
good.
That's the scramble.
There's the El Arco in Cabo. And then going up, we've got the sand dunes, and then a bit of that gypsum desert, and there's the Baja circuit.
That's one we peeped at earlier from over the hill,
we
right?
did. So people can now get a good look at that and start to work out how they're going to build their own routes through there using Event Lab.
And then if you go right, you can just see how massive that volcano is.
It's a big volcano.
So on the right there, that massive stretch of road is the asphalt switchbacks we showed last time, and the other massive switchback is the dirt one as well. So you can go up either of those ways or cross country, and there's probably about 100 different ways you can jump off of it as well.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then here we are in Guanajuato. That's that amazing city, which has also got the canal, the tunnel. Yeah, tunnel. Why was I stuck on tunnel? The tunnel system underneath, so you can drive through there and then come out of this beautiful city. And then just north of here, there is.
It's the canyon.
It's the canyon. It's
we were just talking about this with the train. So don't think you can make out the train track on the map there, but the train basically runs full length of the canyon.
Yeah.
There's another awesome drift road there as well. It takes you down into the canyon.
The canyon is, I think it's 2/3 of the length of the map as well.
Wow. Okay.
Massive.
Great road again.
Fairly significant, then, huh?
Now we're looking at the tropical coast on the east of the map, and down there is the town of Playa Azul. This is what we showed with the beautiful mural art by Farid Reda. So that there's actually 2 of his murals in that town for the mural hunters.
So we will get a closer look at this biome in a future stream. But whereas the rocky coast we saw earlier is really dusty and dry and rocky, this is super lush and green and tropical.
It's worth saying as well, we are going to let's put up a high resolution one of these if we haven't already. So don't worry about stitching this thing together. We'll give you the proper one.
Yeah, check
you
out.
can zoom in yourselves.
Check it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it'll be on our Twitter and Insta within the next few minutes. I'm reliably ensured. So,
Perfect.
So no need to be screen capping this. There will be one out that you can just digest at your heart's content.
So, are there any other particular features you want to call out, or any favourite areas?
If you head slightly north, Chris, I think it's worth calling out the stadium. So we showed this during our E3 presentation. It's where we had that event lab creation with all the bowling pins and the jumps and stuff. It's a really big open space. It's the perfect place to get in there and build using our amazing UGC tools.
And I know you've mentioned previously, but the map's bigger than Forza Horizon 4. To what scale, or how does that actually translate?
It's 50% bigger.
Okay.
So 1.5 times the size of Forza Horizon 4.
Gorgeous. And this is the highway you've mentioned as well, right?
Yes,
the longest one so far?
Go for more or less the bottom corner up to the top corner, the longest we've had in any of the Horizon titles.
And yes, there is a danger sign at the end.
Just absolutely yeet yourself off the end of it. Love it.
Yeah, straight out the map.
So your favourite is the stadium, or did you have another favourite, Mike?
My favourite area actually is the main festival, which is just where Chris is highlighting right now. You can actually see that it's built around an old abandoned racetrack, so there's a really awesome race circuit through there, which I think it will become the natural test track for people when they're building out their tunes, and I think we'll probably use it to test out some vehicles in a future stream. It's also got that runway running right the way through it, which acts as a drag strip. And in the centre of the festival, that main bit there, where you can just see that runway intersecting. This is amazing artwork that's painted down onto the floor as well. It's like a really beautiful area to go and explore.
Gorgeous. What about you, Connor? What's your favourite?
I've got so many, obviously.
We'll go through them all then, obviously.
let's talk about the whole map. Chris, tell you what, let's look at the jungle. So what we showed off.
I tell you what, I've just been reliably informed that the image is now on Twitter.
It is, okay.
So if you want to go find these areas at the same time we're talking, that could be a fun little a bit to do. Anyway, you were saying. I'll try and think of a really clever word and it escaped me, so I just said bit.
So yeah, I think the jungle is one of my favourite areas. And in the middle of the jungle is actually this a vast water network of waterfalls, and in the heart of that is this great big waterfall called Agua Azul, which I haven't stopped going on about, as Mike assured me, since the beginning of the project, because it's just such it's so stunning. It's amazing. It's amazing work of art by our team who've been working tirelessly to get over this technical challenge, and not only that, but it's amazing because you can jump off of it, you can drive around it. It looks good at all times.
Is this the one that we saw in the trailer?
It is the same one, yeah. And yeah, I mean, there it is on the map there. You can see just how big that thing is.
Yeah.
So it covers most of the jungle.
Yeah, he's not joking either. He started talking about 3 minutes after we chose Mexico as the location. There's this
We've
waterfall.
got to do it.
It's called Jaguars or waterfall.
Before we talk about cars or anything else, there's this waterfall that has to be in here.
All right,
It's
mate.
great. It's great. It's a great waterfall. But yeah, people have already spotted all the temple sites, I guess. But we've got Teotihuacan there, Tulum on the east coast. We've got Ekbalam. There's the Giants of Tula, and there's Uxmal as well. So yeah, I think temple sites. I mean, they're inherently cool. So.
Yeah.